In this video, let's learn about the diagram of the 8 trigrams. I would like to briefly examine the differences between the 3 diagrams. The changes that speak of change are made up of 8 trigrams. The 4 trigrams in Taegukgi, Korean national flag, originate from the central Taeguk, the beginning ideal. Trigrams extending in 4 directions. These trigrams are gun, gon, gom, li. Taeguk is the seed of the beginning. This seed has yang and yin, in Korean English. Yang is symbolized as a long line, is symbolized by a broken line. The left trigram belongs to yang, the right one belongs to From the left, 3 layers are all yang gun. Jin on the first floor is yang, gom on the second floor is yang, and gon on the third floor is yang. They are yang trigrams. Shall we also look at the trigrams? There are gon where all 3 layers are sun where the first layer is li where the second layer is and te where the third layer is I expressed these trigrams as characters so that their characteristics can be revealed and distinguished easily. I tried to engrave its meaning and shape based on the Book of Changes. So I named it the 8 trigrams family by the book's explanation. Gun is father, Jin the first son, gom the second son, gon the third son. Trigrams include mother gon, eldest daughter son, second daughter li, and third daughter te. Among the 8 trigrams family, they are members. Now, shall we meet each of the 8 trigrams family members? The trigram gun, Gunny the character. Gunny symbolizes the heaven, the high and wide sky, the red sun, and bright light. I think of the Father who brought us into existence and gave us life, and who guides his children with deep and high intentions. Gani symbolizes the large and wide land that contrasts with the sky, the earth where all things grow. It reminds me of our mother, who brought us into this world, gave birth to us, and raises her children with a generous heart. Genie symbolizes thunder lightning. It focuses our attention on the thunder and lightning that shake the whole sky and ground. I think of the eldest son, who takes the lead, raising awareness and cautioning people ahead of a big day. Sony comes from sun trigrams. Sony symbolizes the wind that freely travels and flows everywhere. Just as a new start is likened to a new wind, Sunny also reminds me of the eldest daughter who brings unity through communication with her family and creates new things. Gami comes from the trigram Gom. Like rain falling from the sky, Gami represents the water that moistens the world. Just as all living things cannot survive without water, Gami works diligently to save life. It reminds me of the second middle son, who works hard and sweats to take care of all these things. Li's name comes from the Li trigram. Li symbolizes a fire that burns hot and shines brightly. Its flame makes each other visible and dries up anything that gets wet. It depicts the middle daughter, the second daughter, who is passionate about everything she does and makes others stand out. Gani comes from the Gan trigram. It symbolizes a mountain with dense bushes and lush trees full of fruit. After walking for a while, I finally reached the top of the mountain, stopped, took a breath, and enjoyed the fruits the mountain bore. I picture Sanam's youngest son, who is now all grown up and is generously giving gifts thanks to all the blessings he has received. Tayi originates from Tay trigram. Tayi symbolizes a pond filled with clear water. The pond contains the sky, the sun, the moon, and trees, as well as leaves and flower petals floating around. Deer and rabbits come and quench their thirst. It depicts the youngest daughter, a lovely girl who runs errands and takes care of everything you need, and makes you smile just by looking at her. There is an error in the description of the 8 trigrams in which the yang line is short. I would appreciate it if you could assume that the line is extended long. In this world, heaven, earth, thunder, lightning, wind, water, fire, mountains, and ponds come together. The diagram of changes is structured differently depending on the order and location of these 8 trigrams. As mentioned in video number 4, the first diagram appeared in the Proteolithic age around 8000 BC, and the second appeared in the Bronze Age around 1000 BC, and the third appeared in 1885. Can you read the numbers in the 3 diagrams? The Fuxi diagram starts from 1 and goes to 8. The Wenweng diagram starts from 1 and goes to 9 with invisible 5. And the last diagram starts from 1 and goes to 10. And the surprising thing about the last diagram is the appearance of the new 2 trigrams named sky and ground. How can we explain these new trigrams? This is one of the riddles that we try to solve in the future. The numbers in the diagram of 8 trigrams implicitly symbolize order, that is, sequential arrangement over time or order or flow based on the 5 elements, so their meaning is very profound, and I think this should also be addressed by us. In conclusion, the diagrams are completed with numbers from 8 to 9 and to 10 according to the passage of time. Can you see the different positions of each trigram in the 3 diagrams? I'll check the location again with the character later. Also, the differences between the 3 are revealed in their names. Unlike the 2 diagrams named after the author, the third is the same as the title of the book. The names of the 2 diagrams are not likely to have been given by the original creators themselves, but rather seem to have been attributed to them by later generations. However, the third is not a diagram with the author's name engraved on it, but has been given the name JeongYuk, the right changes by the author. I think it was named that way because it contains changes in the world and advocates the flow of the world to come. The Book of the Right Changes was written by a gentleman Kim Hong over a period of 4 years. After receiving a poem from teacher Yundam at the age of 36, he wrote the preface to JeongYuk 20 years later, at the age of 56, and completed it at the age of 60. The Right Changes is a continuation of the Book of Changes, I Ching, containing the right changes and a new diagram of 8 trigrams. Now let's take a look at the diagram easily through characters. In the Fuxi's 8 trigrams that first appeared, with Gunny, father and Goni, mother in the center, Gunny's left side Tae face Gani each other, Lee and Gami face each other, and Genie and Sony face. At the second, Wenwang's 8 trigrams, Lee and Gami are in the center. And except for Lee and Gami, we can't find any corresponding yang trigrams. Just as Sunny faces Gunny and Genie faces Tae. However, at the top are Sony, Lee, Goni, and Tae. They are trigrams, and at the bottom are Gunny, Gami, Gani, and Genie. They are yang trigrams. In other words, the trigrams are gathered at the top and the yang trigrams are gathered at the bottom. For a simple analogy, men on the bottom, women on top. The shape of the third diagram of the right changes is very different. It is reversed from the previous 2. At the 2, the head was facing outwards, but at the third diagram of the right changes, the head was facing inwards. It's a world that has clearly changed. Meanwhile, as mentioned earlier, Gun and Gon, heaven and earth are also called by a new name, Chun and Ji, sky and ground. Like the Wenwang's 8 trigrams, the trigrams are located above and the yang trigrams are located below. Like the Fuxi 8 trigrams, the corresponding yin and yang trigrams face each other. For reference, Goni refers to the south, Gunny refers to the north, Gani refers to the east, and Tae refers to the west. If you substitute the numbers of the 5 elements, another amazing story will unfold, right? The world shown through these diagrams of trigrams contains such amazing, mysterious, and tremendous meaning. A brief examination of the diagrams allowed me to interpret the birth, growth, and completion stages represented by the 8 trigrams. I am eager to explore the rich history of humanity alongside the 8 trigrams, and to envision the future that we will create together. Although the road is cloudy and foggy, I look forward to a bright future of development. As we traverse the tapestry of human existence, we are forever intertwined with the 8 trigrams family, whose legacy of wisdom and guidance has illuminated our path. With hearts overflowing with gratitude, we keep in mind their enduring presence by forging a future imbued with hope and resilience, in unwavering unity with the 8 trigrams family. Thank you.